Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been a little while since I actually record a good video. I mean, it's so busy. Sometimes it's just impossible. It's just so much load of work that taking the camera and record is sometimes it's impossible. All right, so what we have here is a 1996 BMW 328, and it's a crank no start. This car comes from another shop, and I guess they replaced the crank sensor. The guy took it for, the owner, sorry, took it to get the emissions done because we were really busy here. And they ran very bad after, and they couldn't run the monitors, and he brought it here, and now it's a crank no start. I don't know how it got here, but it got here. Well, so one thing that I noticed, because I read the codes, and I think I have, which one was I using? Yeah, I was using the hotel. So let me just show you what we have. Let me, 1 second, guys, while I put the thing to hold the back of the scanner. Ramping. hmm All right, right here. So this is, hopefully you guys can see that good. It's like I said, it's a 328. And then we have on the engine computer, we have a crankshaft sensor and a camshaft. I'm like, that's weird, because how is this car running with those two bad, right? But then I tried to crank to start, and it was just a puff of smoke coming out of the engine. So I'm like, that's weird because all I have it was just technician on. Well, to make the story short, this was inside that connector, and not sure which one is, because it's a whole bunch of wires and stuff that doesn't look good. But hopefully you guys can see that orange um, rubber inside right there. Yeah, sometimes the light is like right there is, you can see on the left. It's a little hard to, well, you can see behind the hose. Well, so that is the crankcase ventilation valve, like kind of like the PCV, and there is under the intake. And hopefully you can see also the connector. There is disconnected in there. Uh, Probably a part of what we have here. I don't know what it is or how even the car run like that. But though what I tell the customer is the way that I don't know, like explosion or backfire in the intake happen. It sounds to me like a engine that is out of timing. I mean, if you have the cam and crank disconnected, you will have a no start, a crank no start. But I would doubt that you will have, that happening. So the other thing that I'm worried about is the timing chain jumped and we have a damaged engine, because I don't want to take that intake apart, repair that, make the customer spend, $500 or so to repair that, and then it's a bad engine. And without taking much from a car out, but it's a 1996, so I don't want to spend that much money. So let me set up the in-cylinder pressure transducer, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. Sometimes I jump steps because I think it's just uh, normal business, but some of you guys have told me to please show everything. So we're just right now starting the software for PicoScope. I have connect the WPS 500 to channel one, and that comes with its own BNC to VNC cable, and then the PicoScope, sorry, the WPS 500 is in range one, which is very important. I remove all the coils. One thing that I recommend to do when possible is to disable fuel. In this case, I think the crank is disconnected, so we'll see what happens. Let me show you the spark plugs and the coils, because I mean, Not sure how much you will be able to see. I think that's good. I mean, you can see this. The spark plugs are really, really old. When I remove them, they smell completely like fuel. One other thing we can see is this gray, the coloration on the coils, like they were arcing. So, hmm, it's a 96. So, I'm not expecting to see everything like new, but I mean, these are important stuff in order for a car to run good. But so, again, I got all the spark plugs out, all the coils are disconnected, so I will have a free spinning engine with that valve underneath broken. I don't think I'm gonna have any restrictions on the intake, but we'll see. So, all right, let's go over to the settings. So on the PicoScope software, which is very easy, uh, you go over to channel A, and then right here where it says probe, you click down, and then you look for, again, WPS 500, range 1, and that will set it up automatic. I usually, well, this is a 96 cranking compression. We can go from minus 22 to 200 pounds. Uh, you can see that right there. Let me do it again just in case you guys were not able to see it. But so I had three selections only. All right, so as far as timing, I always like to raise up the sample as much as possible because I don't care. I like resolution. This compression is not that super important, but I like to zoom in and able to see where the EVO and the IVO happens. So EVO exhaust valve opening and then intake valve opening and closing. Usually intake valve, that's what you will be able to see because the exhaust valve close and the intake valve opening overlaps is very hard to see. As far as the um, milliseconds per division or seconds per division, since it's a cranking, I would probably go in like 1 second per division, maybe half a second. Yeah, so 500 milliseconds per division, and then why is this turning on? I mean off. I think it's my HDMI cable. I was about to set up a new thing that I bought for wireless HDMI, but I didn't have time. So Mario from Mario Bros. What is Super Mario Diagnostics? Sorry, Mario Bros. Well, that's how it looks like in his channel. There's I don't know his well his thing on the channel. I'll show you next time. All right, so probably yeah. Let's just run it and let me crank the car. All right, guys. So I'm gonna crank the car with you guys. Hopefully cranks. Let's see how it goes. All right, so I have the battery charger. I'm using the snap-on for this. I mean, you can use anything. It's not a programming case. So yeah, I have the negative and the positive post in there. It's just a remote thing. Since I saw what I saw, I'm going to change the scales a little bit. So minus 25 to 100. I think this is the minimum I can go with the WPS 100. And it's running. Is it? What is going on? Something happened. Okay, that's not the way it should be. Oh, turn it off. That's why. Channel over range. think I'm getting something else in here. What is going on? So I unplugged my um, WPS 800 and I still see the same on the screen. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I think the issue was when I connect my Pico today using a different USB port on my computer, and I needed to restart it. So I'm gonna try again because it looks a lot cleaner. I still got the charger in there, so let me. I changed a little bit. Well, I mean, just the mega samples. I put 9 mega samples. This is the sample rate, and then 500 milliseconds per division. All right, so let's try again. Let me go and crank the car. And this time it should crank faster with a battery on it, battery charger. Yeah, that doesn't sound so bad. All right, let's go take a look at that. All right, okay. Well, I can immediately see something that I don't like. And yeah, that's like we do have issues with timing, as I suspected it, because you don't see this dip on any cranking car unless you have a timing issue. Look at the expansion packet, and we call it expansion packet because we have no ignition. So since there's no firing, we call this an expansion packet. So let me set up some cursors. And as you can see, we got up and downs, which is, again, no good. Let me zoom in into this tree here. Well, first of all, I'm sorry for the noise. Hopefully this microphone is taking a lot out. I got the fire department next to us. So let's get a zero, which will be right here. So the highest of these three is 62 psi, which is really low. I mean, we should have at least, I mean, I haven't even checked, but I would imagine at least 160 pounds on a cranking compression. This is an old car, so I might be wrong, but I think this is still too low. All right, so let's see how much vacuum are we getting in here, which you will see that running, but usually not on a cranking compression. Yeah, we're getting 20 inches of vacuum. And the way this is, you can actually see where I mean, you can see exhaust valve opening, kind of. Let me zoom in here. See, this looks like a running compression, not like a cranking compression. Hmm. All right, I saved that capture. There's the cylinder two. Battery charges is still there. I am just in case pushing the accelerator pedal all the way down. That should be good enough. All right, let's take a look. Again, I recommend you guys to disable compression I mean injection as much as possible. In this case, I couldn't, but I have no problems. I got no coils connected, and so it's no problem for a fire or something like that. All right, so this is cylinder two. We got the same thing, up and downs in pressure, which is no good. So let's pick up these three to see what are the pressures on this cylinder. Yeah, this one is in 43 pounds. So again, there's no way I can even start like this. This is definitely creating vacuum. Um, let's put some rollers to see timing, because that's what I suspect. There's some into this too. See if this is some of the, that's too much. So if this is a sign of even, exhaust valve closing and intake valve opening, is very, very retarded, because we can put some cursors in there. I'm just assuming that that's what that is. Mm, the delta is actually not so bad. It's like 33 degrees. Is this? Let me do this right, because I think this is my cursor too. I mean, the delta is not going to change no matter what you put first or second. So a rule of thumbs is like, and I would like to see is like around 40 to 60, and that's your lowest uh, vacuum on an intake. So I'm kind of like picking this up in there, and the rest is just atmospheric pressure, which is weird. Hmm. One thing that we can try to do is see if we can find on the waveform library from PicoScope a running compression waveform. Otherwise, we can go to EATN or Facebook, because a lot of Facebook guys are um, sharing waveforms that are handy. So let me get my username and everything. I'll be right back. All right. I did put my username and everything. We have some files, but this one looks like a running compression, which that's the way you will see it. You have the two towers and you have the exhaust, and you see how sharp. It's very easy to see that exhaust valve opening, and then you have the exhaust plateau, and then obviously the intake and so on, compression, right? But this is a running one, so let's see what else. Cylinder pressure form. These are from a 2002, 2001, so I hope we can find something that we can compare with now. Oh, actually, we got next page. Good fuel pump, injector current. PicoScope has a good, decent library. Always try to see what kind of detail, like, ignition coil, primary. This is a 2007, current and voltage. I can scroll a little faster. This is a 2004, but again, this is just a running one. CSS right there, running, idle. And you can see it, when you have this exhaust plateau and very defined form is mostly on running compressions, and that's it. This is alternator command signal. All right, so nope. Let me let me take a look in EATN and see what I can find. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. All I could find in EATN is running compressions, and it doesn't show anything abnormal that I can think of, like like bulb timing or so. It looks pretty normal looking forms. So, like I said, this 40 pounds is too low. Let's go over to cylinder three because no matter what I need to do, all for the customer and for myself. So here we go, number three. It's a long day. It's almost 6 p.m. Still here in the shop. All right, let's take a look at that. And it's the same. Remember, I am pushing the gas pedal to all the way down, and this one has even less compression. This one is like 39 pounds. We got the same looking thing as far as vacuum. Um, let's put the rollers. And we cannot really consider that the top of the center because it's a very low compression. But okay, so now I am seeing something that I didn't put attention on the other one. But yeah, definitely we have problems. 100%. All right, one thing that we need to see when we are analyzing waveforms is the shape of the towers. They have to be asymmetric. Otherwise, they're telling us that we have a mechanical issue. So, like if I'm gonna leave that one, that cursor for the ruler. Huh. Let me actually put one this way so we can put both rulers or cursors in the same level. Hopefully you guys are seeing. So the cross will be on the same point. Now that it is, we are able to see. Let me take this rulers out. I don't think they're actually helping much. That's actually better like this. You see? So we have a good compression or intake compression form. So we're coming from the intake to compression and then on the back or exhaust part. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired, but I'm trying to do my best. So what you can see is it's not asymmetric. So compression and exhaust, or well, in this case will be the force, right? But again, we don't have firing, so we call that the expansion packet because it's the expansion movement. We had no firing. All right, so but they should be even, and we can see that it's not. So what is this showing me is that we have a valve that is either opening too soon and then we're losing pressure. This way, it looks like both valves were able to close, and then the piston raised up and did this amount of pressure, but then coming down, something opened up too quick, and then we lose the asymmetric. And the only thing that can do that is time and bend valves, for sure, which I don't think that we have in here. I have another toy that I can use in here. Actually, let me take all this out. Let me save this cylinder three. All right, I saved that one. So again, I just want to go back of what I was saying. So we have compression, power, exhaust, intake, which are arc stroke. We are not having the power stroke because we have no firing on the cylinder. So we call that the expansion stroke. All right. Hopefully you guys are not getting confused. And sometimes think, record, and fix a car is hard to do on the same time. So please bear with me. All right. So let's go to cylinder four. I'm going to do the same thing. I crank it for like 8 seconds. There they go again. Don't get confused. I was having the summer still in there, but that doesn't affect the capture. And I mean, definitely we have mechanical issues in here. You can see, hopefully the cursor help us see the up and downs. We have one in 69 and then a lower one in 54. And this has better compression than the last cylinder. So we have a mix of problems in here. Let's select one spot to do our measurements. I can get rid of this one. Um, hmm, let's put here, and we got the same thing, so we can see again. I didn't catch that on the first captures. I was looking at time and another thing that and didn't cut this, but again, the tower, the compression tower, they gotta be asymmetric. So pretty much, I mean, it's obviously a difference in between compression stroke and power stroke. Let's call it power stroke so we don't get confused. But it's minimal. So, and I'm giving you this information based on trainings that I have taken through the years, and most of them with John Thornton and Bernie Thompson online, buying their videos and gathering information myself. But yeah, this gotta be asymmetric. So when you see this, definitely we have a valve that is opening too soon. And why is opening too soon? Timing. Forget about the cam sensor. Forget about the crankshaft. They got nothing to do now with what we're looking at. Yeah, if you might have a car that doesn't run, and then you're missing the crank signal or the cam signal or both. But that will not affect your timing. Your base timing will always be there. And the way that I saw that car backfiring and smoking through the intake, and I mean, you guys saw that valve in there, that PCV system valve, a crankcase. Sorry, guys, I got interrupted by a robot call. I hate those calls. All right, so we definitely have a timing issue. I don't think I need to go further into cylinder four, five, and six. I'm not going to find any difference. So what I want to do now is probably go with a Borescope. I want to show you my new tool. Is the Borescope from Oasis Scientific uh, brand, Tanner brand. Help me out, hook me up, and I already used it a couple of times. I want to see if it's any bent valves or something I can see in there, uh, just to try it. All right, guys, so I'll be right back. As we can see, it's full of fuel. One nice thing with that I can do, well, I can see that it's already plugged in. Hmm, that I don't like. Sorry to try to clean the camera. Got fuel in there. And yeah, it's a little warm, but not much. pick up a cylinder that is down. Look like number two. Well, actually one and two are not so bad. Hmm. I don't like the way the camera looks now. Well, let's go in the cylinder, see what we can see. As you can see, I'm now moving the camera up, trying to turn around. Not sure if I can do it on that cylinder. Wow, I mean, look at that wall. Trying to see where I am, or where am I with the camera? Because not sure if I will be able to. Wow, that is one of the valves. Now I'm looking up. All right, that's perfect. Oh wow, I like that. This is why I bought this Borescope. So I'm right now turning the Borescope inside the cylinder. This one has all the valves closed, so we're not going to be able to see much. But look, we're looking at the valve from underneath. This is an articulated Borescope. There's not many you can find that can do this, and the quality of the image is very, very nice. You can see one care, or you got to be careful before you pull your borescope out to extend it. So I'm about to do that. All right, now we are looking at the piston, and that's the spark hole. Let me clean this camera a little, and let me see which piston I want to go next. You're going to be looking at rag for a second. It looks like maybe number five. It's a little drier. So let me look into five. I'll show you in a second how the borescope looks. So yeah, we can definitely see that that one has less oil, and trying to adjust the light. It's a little blue, but for what we need is okay. All right, so let's just spin the camera. This one doesn't look as bad as the other one. Now we can go down, and this is the magic of this. I mean, there is no other borescope you can do this. I mean, these balls are disgusting, but I mean, it's not a newer car, right? So the nice thing about having a borescope like this is you can see the valve from underneath. Obviously, these are the exhausts. They stay warmer, so they stay cleaner. But they are usually the ones that burn first, and that is an intake valve. I think so. It looks really weird, right? What is all that? Just carbon attached to it? Wow. One other thing. Wait a second. So, how many valves we got open here? We got two exhausts, right? Yeah, these two are open. I couldn't see it from the other angle, but yeah, there are. We're because they don't look like they are open evenly, but it's hard to say from here, but they are open. One thing we can do, oh, it's very hard on this engine, is to spin the engine. I don't want to do it. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's find another cylinder. But as you saw in that one, it's not so. I'm going now into cylinder which these ones are just piston is too high. I don't think I will be able to do anything here. I need a little more room, probably. Yeah, yeah, I'm stuck hitting. No, that doesn't work here. No, let me clean this camera a little bit because by hitting that piston, I fill it with oil. I'll show you, like I said, the camera in a second. So piston 2 is down. Let me go back to that. Look at that. Oof. All right, so what is that? I know we have fuel because the injectors are still, you know, working, but there is no spark plug. So either we have a leak injector or that is oil. I don't know. I will like to see that. And let me see if I can see the valve. And these are the ones that are all closed. Yeah, trying to extend the camera without pouring or dipping it onto that. So let me go over to cylinder one. That is in cylinder two, and we got that puddle in here as well, which is weird. Okay, something happened. I think my computer just turn on or turn off. No activity. Yeah. Let me go back in. All right. This is just me playing a little, and also, I mean, I want to know what else can we see here? Because why is so much fuel here? It's like I said, it's like that is too much fuel. These valves are closed as well. We cannot see much. We can see that paddle. All right, so let me introduce you the Borescope that I'm using, so I can get out of here. We don't need that much. And I'm using my Mac computer, so for that you use photo booth. Let me get the phone off the tripod. All right, guys, this is the Borescope from Oasis Scientific. It's a very nice Borescope. This is a short one. I would say probably 3.5 feet, but I got a whole bunch of debris from the rag that I was using. This is like you push in here, and that's a trick. That's what this one is good for, because you can see it's an articulated borescope, and then to release it, you can just push here. See how that one came out, and that straightens it up. And you can Go easy. You can release it here too. I think I was looking at not sure. Well, the good thing is I can lock it. I can go in increments, like slowly, and then release it slowly too, which is good. So that's the Borescope. Let me see what the fluid is, and um, I don't know what else to do because definitely we have timing issues. So otherwise, what we would have a loss of compression in all the cylinders. Uh, it's just too low. 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 39 pounds is it's too low. Let me think a little bit and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I decided to do a leak down test. I put the cylinder one in TDC. I use this is like a whistle that you can put on the cylinder hole. It kind of makes, you know, a sound like a whistle when it's coming to the top of the center. And I usually use just a long screwdriver on the cylinder, a spark plug hole, and then with a ratchet on the front. I use a ratchet with a 22 socket right in the crankshaft. Now I'm going to just set up the compressor, I mean the leak down tester, and I took this out, so I have to find it, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'll set you up in the arm that I have for recording, and I found the connector that I needed for the leak down tester. All right, one thing that you should do always before you connect it to the cylinder is make sure that it's sealed, so you are the one that is going to be um, slowly putting the pressure. You see? All right, so there is no pressure. We can connect it here without turning the cylinder, which is right now on TDC, but we want to slowly put the pressure. Hopefully you guys are looking well in there. Let me put that right here. I want you to see that gauge as increases. Sorry for shaking. All right, so slowly going to put pressure. We're putting pressure, and it has 100 leak. We're in 40 pounds. Wow. So, yeah, we have 90 pounds, and it has pretty much 95% lost. So, let me find a. Oof, I can smell the fuel coming to the to the exhaust. Oof. So it's definitely leaking. It is leaking on the exhaust, but not just on the exhaust. Oof. I swear it's nasty on the back. Remember that puddle of fuel that we had there? Oh yeah. Same thing in the crankshaft. I mean the crankcase. So it's going towards the rings. It's going towards the exhaust. All right, the shop truck was the alarm just start to make a sound. But all right, so going back to here, we got pretty much 100% leak, 95%. I wish I don't smoke no more. So let me maybe a piece of paper. You guys can see a little. Yeah, let me see. Not sure. Man, hopefully you guys can see how it lifts this. No, just goes from underneath. It's too heavy. Chris is working here too as well, so yeah, no, I can show you that. I'm on the exhaust. Oof, smell like raw fuel here. I just don't feel all the pressure of the air because I mean we got 90 pounds and 100% leaked. All right, I'm gonna have to remove that intake boot. I'm just tired. You know, it's almost I think it's like 6:40. But if I don't do this now, I will not have chance to do it tomorrow. Just too much to do. Trying to remove the boot, but you know it's a BMW, so you have hoses going to the visa to all the junk. So you got the throttle valve first open, but not the diesel one. So let me get the long screwdriver. And I don't hear it here either. So I wanted to see where's the pressure going. It shows us 100%. So let's remove this hose from here. You guys with me? There's no valve in here. Just want to test my tool, right? So it is working good. And there's a lot of pressure. So where's this pressure going? Because I can feel on the exhaust, but not this much. Well, we have 100% leak. Can put in 100 pounds of pressure, and it's 95. Maybe cooling? I doubt it. Maybe better if I remove pressure. I don't want to spit it in my face because I don't see the hoses. No, let me actually just check one thing. No, I can squeeze the hoses on the coolant, so it's not going to the cooling system. I mean, I can definitely hear on here, but not that amount. Where is the pressure going? Let me put my ear back in the muffler. Oof. Yeah, it's in the exhaust. Now I can hear it well. And I can feel this, the smell of raw fuel on the exhaust. Now my ears are black. So we got 100% leak. What else you gonna do, right? This is I just want to share it with you procedures that you do. I recommend the customer again. Let's do this before you spend any money on anything else, because that didn't sound to me as a cam sensor or a crank sensor. And it is. It's a 1996. And sorry, but you're done. I ain't going to spend more time. Hopefully, this is helpful for some of you guys to do tests. If you suspect something, try to do the quickest and easiest. Don't make the people spend money. Think about yourself, or like if the car will be yours, would you do that? Because everybody's money is well earned and hard earned. Everybody works hard for the money. So I'm going to put everything away. Again, this is it. I hope you guys like the video and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.